So day 2 of the course, I am halfway through the six-figure fusion 1.3. There's so much value in 1.2 actually, so I actually finished most. Oh, so I had to go to YouTube because that's glitching out. I don't know why. I have a few action items today. I need to go outside to print this out. I want to make sure that I have that place right here in the corner to like get, constantly remember, which, Charlie's emphasizing. I have daily planner. I'm also gonna have to print this out because I haven't been using this yet. I do sticky notes actually to like track stuff to do, but it's not effective. I feel like being able to like do it this way is gonna be a lot more better for me, and I could like look into how I'm much more productive in a day. Yeah, so I'm gonna come back, do some stuff. I'm gonna post more about national course and what I've been learning so far. I mean, it's pretty, pretty good to be honest. Hey guys, a continuation of the vlog. So I just went outside, got everything I need. So I had some new print up for the Imperium daily planner. I'm gonna be using this every day. And I have this stick in my wall to remind myself I do some work and actually get stuff done, yeah? So I've been consuming the course Elucidatory Actions. I hope I didn't mess that name up. Um yeah, so in the current state of where I am right now, yeah, I'm sorry if I have to go over the place because there's so much information into this 1.2 like part of the course. I've been trying to just shift my mindset on how to think like a businessman, how to think like a businessman. I have to repeat that because I have the necessary skills and the critical information to execute on delivering value. What I don't have is the proper mindset and the exact roadmap to figure out how to best execute. And I don't know what I don't know. So that's the thing. I come into this course with an open mind that everything that I may know is something that needs to be changed. And I am aware of that. And I'm aware that there's some cases where I may have cognitive bias in. So I've been trying to put myself into the mindset that I need to forget everything I know, technically everything I know about business and everything else because I haven't done shit for the most part. So I definitely need to rewire how I think. So this part of the course, I just finished the 1.2 video. I've actually watched half of 1.3, but I wanted to do a self-reflection first on 1.2 and try to process that information before I even proceed with 1.3 because there's a lot to unpack. Now that's 3-4 hour videos, just an average. So with that in mind, I need to be mindful to not rush things because if I just rush to the next part of the course, it's easy to just go to the next part of the video and not process anything, and then I'll end up forgetting everything and I'm not even gonna learn anything about it. Now, in the first part of the course, it talks about elucidatory axioms. So there's a part of the course talking about what causal law is. Causal law is just basically cause and effect. Everything that happened in any situation, in any scenario that happened in your life, is a variation of cause and effect that you may have voluntarily made, choices to, be in the current situation you are in, or outside influences that still cause and effect that maybe not necessarily something that directly you have control in. But anything in any scenario you are currently in is a series of cause and effect in play. Now, you of course need to put yourself into the mindset to look into the things that you can control. Look into um, specific actions and effects that you can do, and any form of causes that will change your current state of reality. Now I'm going mumbo jumbo here. It's stupid to hear. I never really thought I'd actually talk about stuff like this because I never, I my first impression whenever I hear mumbo jumbo like that is, yeah, that's crazy talk. But I'm trying to put myself in the mindset that I need to change it. I need to shift and rewire how I think. Because my current situation is something that I want to, evolve from. Okay. Current situation, I'm working, remote work with digital marketing agencies, and there needs to be an antithesis. Hope I pronounced that correct. Before, um, I could make a new form of reality or synthesis. So whatever cause or condition that needs to be true in order for me to get to the next phase, like starting my own business and like having my own clients, then there needs to be specific set of conditions that I need to look into. And of course, the good thing about the course is it covers through the necessary framework and literally step by step breakdown of what you need to do before you like go and do your business, start finding your own clients. There's a lot of significant areas that has been explained in the video, and I can't really cover everything in one go. But I did highlight the things that actually captured my attention. At the end of the day, in order for you to start a business, okay, what is a business? A business is you making money. That's the most easiest way for you to explain it. It's a transaction. It's a regular transaction that occurs at an interval where you have a specific solution to a specific group of audience that solves a specific pain point that niche has. And you can see that I'm jumbling around my words here because I'm still trying to process everything. But to cut it really simple, the goal when you're trying to help your clients is to alleviate pain. To alleviate pain, you need to look at the specific problems that they have. Okay? Now, you can't just say to a client or anyone in particular, if you're going to do business with them, that, hey, I'm going to do this for you, and you don't have the necessary skills to provide the value. Now, in order for you to provide the skills, you need to have the critical information. Now, critical information could be just the skills, the results the system that you build in your business that could get a consistent result to solving a particular problem that a specific person or audience has. The specific person. You need to think about it. You just need to think about like what are the main pain points? How do you alleviate the pain for a specific group of people? Now, that specific group of people could be called a niche. That's why a lot of different people in the space really recommend you to niche down to a specific group of people. That way, you can keep things a bit more repeatable, and it's actually this part of the information is actually part in the 1.3 version of the course. It's kind of me jumping around. But the specific business model I am aiming for is the DFY, done for you. If you're thinking about or at least thinking in the current situation I'm in, I have the skill set. Skill set being like, let's say, SEO, Google Ads, digital marketing in particular. So I have the necessary critical information that I've gained over the years of experience that I've been working to replicate that success to a specific industry. Now, the specific industry I am going to be targeting is something that I want to decide on because I, throughout the years, have been working with multiple niches and I don't necessarily want to be like directly competing with like agencies I work with. And I honestly want to select a group of people, like a niche that's actually something that I care about. So I have the critical information. I am still deciding on what particular niche that I'm going to be dialing on. Who are the specific group of people that I actually have to target? Um, and just specifically, like, what's the game plan there? You know, I have the skills, and that's something that I need to really dial in because, you know, I've done work. This is my professional work to do like digital marketing, but I never really thought about anything outside. Like, let's say if just the thought of just starting a business is something that's foreign to me, and never, you know, I've considered it. I've dreamed about it. You know, I've shared plans with friends that hey, that's something that I'm planning in the future. But did I ever like take action to it? Is um another thing. You know, it's different when you just have to claim or you're doing something, but actually taking action is where it matters. And this one really stuck with me. Critical information is a tool, and it's only a tool if it's applied. Perfect example would be my current situation. I have the skills to start a business, but it's completely useless if I don't use it or apply it. So application is where it's at. It's like getting a hammer. Like it's like just buying a hammer and you're not using it. Like why are you getting a hammer in the first place if you're not gonna utilize it? Okay, that is something that really stuck with me. I think I have a good amount of experience to navigate myself, and I just need to build more of that identity of being more confident and being more outgoing and just put myself out there rather than just stick through the same current situation currently. And I've just tried to shift that kind of mindset in particular. Another one that stuck with me is this quadrant. This quadrant is actually really good. I actually have that, like in the earlier part of the video, I have that placed right here in the side of my wall. So the four things from the previous courses and the quadrant to actually remind myself on the things that I need to do or the things that matter. Because if I have this part of the quadrant at least 80% done, or at least the necessary skill to actually deliver is something that I inherently have because of like the years of experience I have, then that's set in stone. Okay, that's good. I have like a good baseline to start with. But the part where I need to work is the solid foundations for our business and the mindset. Because I've been kind of like framing myself like as an employee mindset. Um, so I need to rewire that first to break myself from that identity that I'm just gonna be sticking to a specific thing. And then the last video, if you remember, I acknowledge one part in myself that I have this inherent subconscious belief that I cannot do business in particular just because of you know, I'm Filipino, and that's something that's a kind of limiting belief. I do know for sure that is something that I need to work on. It's ridiculous because I know that there are a lot more people my age from all nationalities that actually get results. So I just need to reinforce myself with that belief and take action. You know, that's the most important part to actually take action, to make myself implement the things that I've learned here. That way, I'm reinforcing that belief into myself, and that my identity actually comes into play. Um, but yeah, I'm working on solid foundations and mindset. I am not good with sales, or at least I think I don't have the necessary skills yet, which I know that I can learn given my time. And I just need a bit more of a framework and guidance. Of course, everything doesn't really matter if I don't have the solid foundations and mindset. So I'm working on um, making sure that I have the proper mindset and approach like this entire thing with business. But this is pretty good with course. I am still partially in 1.3, the figure fusion. I haven't really gone through, and I don't know what's happening at school because for whatever reason I can't really watch the video here, so I have to skip or like, watch into like YouTube specifically. But I'm still half through the course, or at least in this 1.3 six-figure fusion. I'm just gonna move that. That's hurting my eyes. There's some pretty good concepts here that I would want to talk about. But before I actually go ahead and do that, I want to put myself first in 1.2, in the I can't even pronounce it. Man, Charlie's stupid. I have to rename a lot of complicated names. But honestly, the course is pretty good. Everything's um, pretty, pretty well structured. Like for a dummy like me, I'd be able to get like an idea, um, and like understand these concepts really well. Um, so yeah, again, I am not someone that actually is comfortable with recording videos in particular. So this is kind of like a first for me as well. But I'm trying to get consistent. That's the main thing. I'm trying to get consistent. A lot of the videos is a bit unstructured, but that's not what matters. I just want to show up every day, be accountable for taking implementation with this course. Um, I have connected with a few Filipino friends, Filipino people here as well that is in the same course. So I have some accountability partners. I have scheduled calls with them like every 9 p.m. and I'm just going to be getting with them to actually get this sorted through. But I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty solid. So I have some action items. Again, I'm going to be spending the next hour just reflecting on my the course, and before I like proceed in 1.3, I'm probably going to be posting 1.3 reflection tomorrow once I get settle more time to actually process it, because I usually, before I really understand the concept, or like before I like rewire my brain to understand or solidify a concept, I need to like repeat it multiple times and try to like think about it in the like try to think about it in the perspective of how it affects my life, kind of like how I read the book. I try to apply a concept to a specific scenario that happened to a specific event that may have happened, trying to just guide myself to make it a bit more practical, learn through application, or actually just apply it particularly. But I went outside, like I said earlier, I've had a few of the diagrams actually printed out, so I have to have that reminder for me every day. I have some few action items that I'm actually working through. And I'm also like working on some updates with my website. Um, and I didn't spend a lot of time with this because I've already built this beforehand. So a lot of the time that I've been spending is just particularly through the course and trying to digest as much as possible. I have my daily journal, but it's more personal notes that I have in particular. But it's you know Pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm gonna be continuing 1.3. This is gonna be uploaded tomorrow as well. And once I'm finished, I'm gonna go 1.4. I'm gonna finish this before the weekend as well, because I think this is pretty good. I do have stuff that I have to do with my work, so I am quite busy. But I'm gonna make time to make this work. Everything else is just basically working towards um, this goal, and like anything that I have to do with work wise, of course I have to do. But yeah, this is pretty much it. Short update, vlog number 2.